Hey, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good, good, good. My name is John Olari. I'm a senior social worker here at Southern. I'll be conducting the interview here today. Uh, Glad you can make it.
Yeah, I'm glad I could come.
All right, that's cool. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm a sophomore here at Southern, and you know, I'm a regular type of guy. Play basketball. Soccer season just started up.
Okay.
We won our game yesterday, 3-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I had to play goalie. I never played goalie before, but they only scored once on me, so I did all right.
All right, that's good. Was it a challenging game?
I thought it would be, but like our guys did pretty well. Like our defense was pretty rock solid. So and we had some good passes in there. So it wasn't too bad.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of cold outside, man. More
it's
power to you. I couldn't be out there playing.
And the worst part was like I wasn't expecting it to be that cold, so I was like in shorts and a t-shirt, so I was bouncing around and I was.
Man. All right. Well, it's good to hear that you're active and out there and being involved in stuff on campus.
I'm trying.
Well, what we're gonna do here today is we're just gonna talk for a few minutes, get a little bit of an idea of what brings you here today. After talking for some time, we're gonna go into what we like to call a thinking break.
Okay.
It gives you a chance to relax from us talking, and gives me a chance to go over what we've already discussed. And then after that, we'll jump back in, talk a few more minutes, and then probably try to set up a meeting for another time, and then we'll close out there. Is that cool?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
Another thing I'd like to tell you, everything you say here is confidential. It's you're in a safe place. You can feel free to discuss what you like with me. Nothing will be shared with anybody else, unless it deals with harm coming to you or to another party. We want to make sure everybody's okay and it remains safe. Is that all right?
Yep. Perfect.
All right. All right. Well, since that's all right, why don't you go ahead and tell me what brings you here today?
I'm having an issue with not just school, but like maintaining my grades and maintaining women.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it's a hard balance. It's a hard balance to have because I have to prioritize in order to make my mom happy. I gotta maintain those grades. In order to make girls happy, I gotta maintain the girls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a little difficult.
Okay. So I hear you trying to say that you're trying to find a balance between your schoolwork and your relationship, social life with with females.
Exactly, and it's like some days because I have 8 a.m. classes every morning, so it's like some days I want to go sleep early, and then the girl will text me and she'll be like, oh, let's hang out. Man, I was really trying to go to bed by 10, but now it stretches out to like 11:15, 11:30. So it's I'm having difficulty just balancing.
All right. Okay. And so once again, it's a balance between your schoolwork and your relationships and whatnot. Well, that's it's amazing that you're able to even verbalize it.
Yeah.
To that point, a lot of young men aren't able to define really what they want and what they're trying to solve in their life. And the fact that you're able to do that is commendable, and it's very impressive. When did you notice this problem?
I think about second grade, elementary school,
Okay.
something like that. But I think at that time I wasn't able to verbalize it.
Okay.
But I mean, as I got older in high school, I realized that like high school is easy, but like you really start to see that it's a problem when you get to college, when you really have to be focused on because you're focused on maintaining those grades so that you can get a career. But then Southern has this reputation of trying to hook you up to get you married, and then you have to focus on, well, now I'm trying to get a spouse too. So that's probably when
That's very true. About the Southern situation, Southern Matrimony College and whatnot. How they like to call it. So you said second grade. And what year are you now?
I'm a sophomore.
Okay, sophomore. So about how many years ago would you say that was?
Let's see, I'm 20. Still sounds weird to say. 20 years old. Second grade. We were like 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been juggling for about 12 years.
12.
Yeah.
So you said juggling. Tell me.
Well, all right. Let me rephrase juggling. There was a point in time where I was good at juggling, but now I realized the juggling isn't as amusing as just having one ball.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know.
And so when you say juggling, are you referring to your relationships
Yeah.
with the girls and school?
Yeah,
and
like
stuff?
like you know, how you test the waters. You just put your foot in the water real quick.
Mhm.
Just oh, that's a little too hot for me,
Mhm.
or oh, that's a little too cold. So that's what I mean by juggling. Not like I had a girlfriend or anything like that, and then I had relationships on the side. No, just like casual social relationships.
Okay.
Just getting a feel for different
Okay.
people. So.
All right. Okay. And since you started noticing this problem, or since you started noticing there was an issue, maybe after high school or when you got to college, what have you done to cope this far? I mean, you made it. You know, you're here as of now. So what have you done to make it to this point?
I think I had to say prioritizing because like I know that my grades are the most important thing because I can't depend on anybody else but myself.
Okay.
But at the same time, just making sure that I get before I choose to do anything of a social nature, I need to make sure that I have time to get done what I need to get done. So that's probably what my biggest thing has been doing is just keeping focused and keeping my priorities in check.
Okay, so prioritizing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that sounds like something that seems to have been working for you in the past. And you said that school is the most important thing to you, and that's a great observation that you're able to make that, you know, and be able to separate what is more important and you know what you know you can just put to the side for now. So since you started noticing this problem and have been dealing with it and have been prioritizing in order to deal with it, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being unable to cope at all and you know completely unable to cope, and 10 being it's no longer an issue, you know, it's fine and you've completely solved your problem, where would you say you are in your ability to cope in trying to find a balance between your relationships and school?
I think I'd say I'm at about an 8.
Okay.
Like, cause I mean some days are better than others. Like some days like not wanting to do anything that I have to do, and just going out and doing something social seems more appealing than any of the schoolwork. But that's the case most of the time. But I just know that I have to get it done. So, and then that's pretty much I'd say about an 8.
Okay. All right. So at 8, that's what do you think would need to happen um, to get it from an 8 to maybe a 9?
Probably realizing the fact that it's not like when you come to Southern that like you're signing a contract that says, hey, you have to leave here like with somebody, or you know what I mean? Like there's life beyond Southern. So I think that's one of the things that I have to accept. Like I remember like there was a point last year where I was like, oh man, cuffing season. All my friends are getting girls. Like I call them up, hey, you trying to go eat? Oh no, I'm with so and so. All right then. So it was like one of those things where, oh well, I gotta get someone. I don't have to. So I mean, it's I guess getting to that point where I realized that like if I graduate from Southern and leave Southern and I don't have like a serious relationship or a fiance, like there's still time for all that. So
Okay. All right. I want to ask you a little bit of a different question now. Let's say that after we finish talking here, you go back to your room and you do the normal things that you do, you know, in the evening, and you go to sleep. And while you're sleeping, a miracle hits your room, and the problem that you came here with is solved. You don't know what happened because you were sleeping. When you wake up tomorrow morning, what do you think you would notice?
are we talking about like a certain glow in my face, like you see in like pregnant women, or like?
Well, you tell me. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying by with what the issue that you came here today with, that you having a problem with balancing school and your relationships? It's been solved. you know, it's been
Okay,
fixed and
alright.
things are better, what would you notice?
That's an interesting way to put it. I'm sure I would notice that there would be a certain amount of clarity that comes to mind, like in times where I would normally be like, oh, do I go hang out with so and so, or do I do my homework? I'm sure there'd be a certain type of clarity, like, well, why doesn't so and so come do what she has to do while I'm doing what I have to do? So we do what we have to do together, and then it's kind of it kind of I don't know, that's just an example, but like I feel like there'd be clarity in my decision making, and I wouldn't feel so pressured about it.
Clarity, okay. And in the moments or in the time since you first started, you know, dealing with this problem, has there been times when you felt that kind of clarity or that kind of thing where I know what to do next?
Yeah, like I said, there's days that are better than others. There's some days where I'm just feeling good and everything seems to be going my way. We all have days like that, and just one of those things where I'm just like, oh, well, that's an easy fix, sort of thing. And then other days where it's just kind of like, it's a little bit harder to differentiate, figure out between the two. So.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to take a short break now, short thinking break. Feel free to relax, and we'll jump right back in. Okay, all right, and we're back. Once again, thank you, you know, very much for coming today, Stephen, and feeling comfortable enough to share and talk about, you know, stuff that you're going through, and this situation of, you know, you trying to find a balance between, you know, your schoolwork and your relationships. You know, both of them are very important, you know, and it's great that you're able to realize that and try to figure out a solution for that. You know, during the thinking break, I was just going over some of the stuff that we talked about, and what I want to suggest is over the next few days, between now and the next session that we may have, which on a little side note, we will be ending the session in 1 or 2 minutes, and after that, you know, we'll try to figure out a situation for next time. But between now and our next session, I wanted to suggest that you continue doing what you've already been doing with, you know, prioritizing. You said that that's been working before, where you prioritize what's important right now and what can be put on hold, you know, and, you know, continue doing that. I want you to also document times when you do feel clarity, where you feel like, okay, I know what I need to do right now. I know which one or which situation, whether it be hanging out with friends or with women or doing my schoolwork, you know, times when you can clearly choose one of those, document those times, and reflect on what you're thinking and how you feel in those situations, so that the next time we meet, you know, we can talk about that and see, you know, maybe what we can do next after that. Once again, you know, we are at the end of the session. What is your schedule like? Will you be able to meet at this time next week?
It should be, yeah. After curfew's fine.
Okay, all right. So let's schedule, you know, another meeting for, you know, next week. I believe Tuesday at let's say 11:30.
Sounds good.
And we'll go on from there. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. If I think of any throughout the next week, I can just bring them up next Tuesday.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming, Stephen.
I appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
You too.
All right.